Seemingly no sooner than it had started, a condensed 3 days of running have flown by and left plenty of intrigue on the eve of the 2021 F1 season. But which teams are looking strong, and who still has work left to do ahead of the season opener in Bahrain at the end of the month? Here's what we learned from 3 days of pre-season running in Bahrain. Max Verstappen hailed the 3 days of winter testing in Bahrain as definitely being his best with Red Bull, and it is clear to see why. Not only did the Dutchman produce the fastest lap of the winter to end the test at the top of the timesheets, but he also indicated that Red Bull has made encouraging progress to address the stability issues of its RB16 predecessor. Half spin for Verstappen aside, the updated RB16B looked both well balanced and much easier to drive throughout the 3-day test. Red Bull also got through the test without any major issues, and its upgraded Honda power unit looks to have brought a performance step, while it also ran smoothly, enabling Verstappen and new teammate Sergio Perez to log plenty of mileage. Verstappen exuded confidence both in and out of the car, though he was quick to dismiss suggestions that Red Bull enters the new season as the team to beat. Despite Verstappen's keenness to play down expectations, Red Bull find themselves in the best position they have been in heading into a season during the V6 hybrid era, and that should give them confidence to finally hit the ground running this year. In contrast, it was a difficult pre-season test for reigning world champions Mercedes. So often in recent years we've become used to seeing Mercedes sail through testing without any major dramas, but things were strikingly different this time around in Bahrain. Mercedes has always tended to keep its cards close to its chest in pre-season testing, without wanting to reveal the true potential of its car. After all, little can be gleaned from winter lap times, given the many variables at play. Instead, the area Mercedes has so often led the way in is in the mileage charts, but this was not the case this year. Mercedes' test started off badly when an early gearbox issue hampered its Friday programme, and the niggles continued, with the German manufacturer ultimately ending the test with the fewest laps completed of all the 10 teams. What's more, its W12 looked a real handful at times, displaying nervous and unstable tendencies as both Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas struggled to keep the car pointing in the right direction. Mistakes for Hamilton are rare, but he spun on consecutive days in testing as both drivers reported instability with the rear end of Mercedes' latest F1 car. Mercedes will be working hard to get a handle on this over the next 2 weeks in time for the opening race in Bahrain. With Bottas conceding, the team has endured its most challenging winter since his arrival in 2017. While only a forward right off Mercedes, there are some signs that it could be vulnerable this year. One of the teams leaving Bahrain in a confident move will be McLaren. McLaren arguably faced the biggest challenge over the winter, with the added task of having to install a new engine into its package as the only team to switch power units. This forced a redesign of its chassis, creating extra work. But the Woking squad will come away from testing delighted to have ticked a lot of boxes with its programme. Most impressively, its Mercedes-powered MCL 35M ran faultlessly despite the mammoth task of getting a new power unit installation right. While its lap count was at the lower end of the scale, this was part of the plan, as McLaren spent much of its focus on carrying out time-consuming but important data tests that it believes will prove valuable for the season. McLaren turned heads with its unique diffuser design, raising eyebrows and catching attention up and down the pit lane, and it already looks to have potentially stolen a march on its rivals in this particular area of development. Daniel Ricciardo got plenty of laps under his belt as he continues to get accustomed to his new team, and both he and Lando Norris showed an encouraging turn of pace in the MCL 35M while running on the softer compounds. Its bid to further reduce the gap to Mercedes and Red Bull was always going to be an enormous challenge, but McLaren has demonstrated some promising indications that it will be in a strong position in 2021. The hardest area to judge after pre-season testing is how the midfield pack will stack up this year. A number of teams look well placed heading into the new campaign, with McLaren, AlphaTauri and Alpine all impressing throughout the 3 days with stable and well-balanced cars. F1 rookie Yuki Tsunoda caught the eye with his late turn of pace on day 3 to put AlphaTauri within a whisper of Verstappen's benchmark, suggesting Honda had turned up its power unit. Alfa Romeo also showed an intriguing flash of pace at the end of the final day, as did Ferrari, with the Italian outfit confident it will no longer carry a straight-line speed disadvantage this season. Fernando Alonso made an impressive start to his comeback with Alpine, despite the French squad opting against setting rapid lap times, while Aston Martin looked solid, though it did suffer some concerning reliability setbacks. It all points to a fascinating midfield scrap that promises to be tighter than ever. Is Mercedes in real trouble, and do you think Red Bull heads into the new season as favourites? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Crash F1.